57 Radio, your home for underground hip hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Rebels, we are back in the studio. Yes, and in case you missed it, it is on YouTube. We did have some technical difficulties, so I do have some snippets. So the best of last week's show will be up soon, including our interview with Scott from Bowling Warehouse. So we'll talk a little bit about them guys, but it's all about sports today, baby. I hope you guys are ready. And guess what? You're probably teetering on the edge, you degenerate gamblers, because it was not a good weekend for you. I'm gonna tell you what. Upsets galore, crazy stuff to get into, and of course the general debauchery now that we are comfortably hiding in our man cave studio where no one can make fun of us and we can be goofy and you'll make fun of us anyway. So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny the Moon.
Hey, we're back here for another edition of DSR2. On the last Wednesday of September, we went from 90 degrees to 30. I mean, what the hell? I mean, at least we're not in Florida. And again, for all those listening down there in the sunshine shape, take care, be safe, and do not try to go into the ocean there right now.
Well,
if you're on the Gulf Coast, you should have got the hell out of Dodge.
I feel bad for anybody that lives in some of these natural disaster zones, but at some point, you got to be smart, right? If you live down there and you're going to have that lifestyle when it's nice, then you got to be smart when it's not so nice, and you got to get your butt out of Dodge, and you got to take the loss and pay the insurance things and do all those things that come along with being in an area like that. If you want to have the benefits, you've got to accept the not so fun part. So yes. I do feel sorry for people, but I don't for the idiots who don't pay attention to what's going on and do the things to take care of themselves.
I can ride it out. I'm a tough guy.
Dude, let me get on my boat and just shoot on. I mean, people are crazy, dude. They do dumb stuff, man. I'll just camp out on the roof of my house while there's sharks just swimming down the street.
And the crocodiles are coming up in my house.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so, like I said, I feel bad for anybody that gets caught up in that stuff and all that. But, if you've got all your ducks in a row and you're taking care of stuff and, you got your insurance cover, you know what I'm saying? All the things that so you can function and do, then cool, good for you. Anybody else that's down there and keeps putting themselves through that mess and does dumb stuff, I don't know what to tell you. No. The same people that live on the fault line in California and you're freaking out about earthquakes. Dude, what you don't know where you live?
Yeah.
You didn't research any of that? You never heard that there's earthquakes in the area?
Or mudslides in Malibu?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Wildfires and all this other nonsense.
Mobile homes in the Great Plains states,
Look, we live in Michigan, so there's nothing to write home about other than all the beautiful scenery, and we have 80 bazillion seasons in one day. But I'll take that because we don't have anything that's really catastrophic.
No.
I guess if you live down south and you got the snow we got here, you would lose your minds. But other than that, it's nothing. And it's really not because we're not in Buffalo.
No, we're not up there.
We're not in
Michigan.
Canada. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's not that crazy.
No.
So, yeah, I ain't. And even then, I would take that over hurricanes.
Yes.
Let's just be real about it. Or earthquakes, and wildfires, to be quite frank. But once again, I do feel sorry for people, but there's a limit to my sympathy.
After the fifth hurricane.
I mean, how many times how many stories begin with Florida man, right?
Yeah. Oh, there was also a Florida man trying to jet ski across in the Gulf there during a hurricane.
That's what I'm talking about. Shit like that. I don't feel sorry for them idiots. That's what I'm talking about.
They're not coming out to save your ass
No,
when your wave
And
runner breaks down.
If they do, I'm mad. Leave that asshole out there.
Well, they actually showed a firehouse in Naples on there, and there was like 3 feet of water. And of course, they're like, we can't get the fire truck out. Damn thing ain't gonna run through this shit.
Right.
But we have to be here. You think we're going out there to save you? No, you're on your own till tomorrow morning.
Yep. Sorry about your damn luck. So I don't. I just, like I said, Darwinism at its finest. Just let it happen.
Yes.
Just let it happen. So, and that's what it felt like this year or this week with our pick'ems, man. It felt like I just got struck down. Like everything I did.
I think everybody took a beating. There was a pick'em on. I'm in a pick'em league on there, and yes, everybody was down. But there was like 3 people that had like, they hit like 12 out of the 16 games. Like,
really?
What'd you do? Just pick every underdog and said, "Oh, they're all gonna win."
Yeah, just took all.
And they freaking all did.
Yeah, because it was a pretty wild week. NFL, even in college football, there was a lot of closer games. Like if you're playing the spread, we talk about it every week here with the Degenerate Gambling Network here. That's
Detroit Sports Radio.
Yeah, that's all they talk about here. I don't listen. I've got Sirius. Like I'm done.
Yes,
I'm done. Local radio is hot garbage. The sports talk, the local sports talk here in Detroit is some of the worst available on the airwaves. I don't care what anybody says. We've got good radio stations here. We've got a couple of good radio stations, but the way they've redone, all the way it's just
especially when the sports game became legal.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the hell?
That's what I'm saying. Like when they came in and took everything over, after there was kind of a realignment of talent.
Yes.
Bad combination.
You're on the radio 4 hours a day, and
Right.
I don't need a half hour of that minimum on gambling.
Dude, listen to that said station, and you have 3 shows that are kind of one show that's still the same, and the other 2 that have been morphed from what they used to be, and then everything else is pretty much Degenerate Gambling Network. And then if you go to their counterpart on the AM dial, which was another opportunity to catch, that's all it is.
That's all it is now.
They don't have anything else. They don't have any of the national cats. They got nobody local. It's just flat out these little like goofy, dorky little dudes that just gamble and gather stats. None of them sound like they've ever played a sport in their life or understand competition or teamwork or like the different intangibles that go along with it. Like they're not even concerned with any of that. They're not concerned with the game, how it's played, matchups. It's all
it's like watching
it's straight up analytics and gambling, and that's all it is.
Yeah,
and I don't know how often you can say the same 6 things over and 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 over again, because it doesn't ever change. There's basically 5 or 6 things that go into gambling that you can talk about, and that's all there is to talk about. And it doesn't matter what team, and it doesn't matter. It's all the same conversation. You just plug in a different name here and a different city there, but it's exactly the same. Like how long can you do that?
Yes, I'm waiting to see Robert De Niro from Casino. Sam Rossi, Aces. I
mean, 15 minutes of it and I'm done. And you've got to do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for as long as the station's on. No, because it's the same conversation and it never, ever changes. It doesn't matter what team you plug in, what city you plug in. It's the same exact boring ass conversation. There's nothing ever new. When you talk about sports, there's so many nuances. What do we talk about out here, Moose? We don't break down stats and analytics all that much unless we're talking about pick'ems. But when you're talking about sports, you're getting into a whole different. There's like more to it. People aren't attracted to sports because of analytics and numbers and all that stuff. They're attracted to sports because of how it makes them feel and how exciting it is and the drama and the stories and everything that goes into it. And that's why people listen to talk radio, because it's an extension of that, and it's more of that, and it's, you know, and it's taking that to an expanded level. And this degenerate gambling shit is like exactly the opposite of that.
Oh God, I'm done.
It's so
tired.
boring.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, podcasts are so popular. That's why Trey Wingo can go into obscurity but still have a podcast.
Right. I mean, yeah, you do
Because
a podcast.
because
Right.
at least, you know, he'll give you content that you want.
Right.
Like whether you're a Wingo fan or not, it doesn't really matter. You know, that content, the content you enjoy is available, but what they put out there for that gambling stuff, like even gamblers ain't listen to that shit for
No,
very long.
they-
That's what I'm
they-
saying. Like, I don't even get it.
No, on there, and we try on there, but yeah, for the other stuff on there is I see is Albert Pujols got his 700 home run at $6.99,
Yep.
700 on Friday night. So nice to see that. El
That's cool.
Hombre joins 1 of 4 with 700 home runs.
So he might make the Hall of Fame now, is what you're saying?
He's pretty much a lock. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about him being a first ballot guy.
Potentially?
Potentially.
Maybe? Okay.
And again, it's one of those what ifs. What if he never signs with the Angels and stays in St. Louis his whole career? What is his numbers going to be then? I mean, then he could be passing Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds as the home run crown, because again, he was the honor. And again, I know he took the money, whatever, but yeah, St. Louis, he's going to go into this Cardinal. Deal with it, guys, on there. With it. I mean, again, arguably him and Miggy are the best 2 hitters of our generation. And it's not even close.
All right.
Miggy was probably a little better average hitter and everything. Pujols a little bit more power, but again, the park he played with, you know, St. Louis and that was a little bit more geared towards hitting the long ball than Comerica was. So, but nice to see that. And then of course we got Aaron Judge got his 60, waiting for him to get his 61st on there. And of course Yankees win. The Yankees win. When they're Central on there, so we'll get into that. But yeah, we got football going actually on there. We actually this week too, we'll get into it on there. Is we got our first London game of the year. It's not in Wembley. It's in Tottenham. So
What Tottenham?
Tottenham Spurs, the Tottenham Stadium. It's outside. It's in the London area, but it's not in Wembley.
It sounds like an appetizer at Applebee's.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
Come on and get your new Tottenham.
Yeah, it'd be like tater tots, ham, cheese, chives, like in a bowl.
Or tater tots stuffed with ham and
Yeah.
cheese and chives.
Yes.
Oh, that would be delicious.
Yeah, see?
I think we got something there.
Yeah.
Call or write up. Make it happen. And if you bastards steal our ideas, we will come after you and haunt you to your dreams.
I've been known to do crazier things.
That's right.
Let's
So,
just say.
also, too, we'll find out whether or not Tampa's even going to be able to play at home this weekend. Otherwise, it's going to be up in Minnesota.
I mean, yeah,
They're talking weeks without power.
Yeah,
down
yeah. I just don't see how they're going to be able to. I know they want to go down there and have games and try to, you know, uplift their, you know, community type situation. I know it's all bollocks, but they just kind of put it up there anyway. But like, I think, yeah, it's probably not going to be realistic for them to be there this weekend.
No.
So at least they have Minnesota available because
right
there because they're on the road. Is that
yeah? Minnesota's on the road. Yeah, Minnesota's on the road, and
so I think that's what I heard about. Yeah, well, so
yeah, they're down in New Orleans this weekend. So
that's
yeah,
what it was. Yeah.
Better watch out. That damn sun coming through them damn glass on there. I can't see shit. That and birds slamming into the damn thing over and over and over again. So,
All right.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we got, you know, in that damn stadium in Minnesota, you know, so. But yeah, lots here to talk about again. As we said, is our NFL again. Sorry, guys, we were terrible last week, but then again, I think everybody was terrible.
Yeah,
last
I mean,
week.
I don't think there wasn't too many people that went against Buffalo, and I don't. You know, a lot of cats were in on the G-men too. So like, and Dallas obviously won that game. So there's just a lot of different layers to picks. And we weren't the only ones that got butchered, but hey, I'm surprised we've done as well as we have up to this point. And we told you guys coming in here that's going to be like that.
Craziness on there.
So I don't think this week is going to be any different. We'll get into that a little bit
that
later.
on there, but yeah, I know it was 2 teams. We only have 2 undefeated teams on there. I don't think they will not make it. To
yeah. The old Miami Dolphins will be popping that bottle sooner.
But there's
than
only
later.
3 teams that have covered the spread in all 3 games. The 2 undefeated teams and our own Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gambling with the Lions right now, you're doing okay. So it just sounds weird. But I mean, let's get to it. You want to talk about them? They're Lions. They did what I told you they would fucking do to you. They did what I told you they would do to you already. All right, so go ahead, guys. Text line's open, man, because y'all says I talk trash, and I get all kinds of heat on stuff like that, especially from Lions fans that drink the Kool-Aid, because you guys drowned yourself in it every effing time we do this. We go round and round and round because you guys are hamsters in a wheel, and you have, like, goldfish brains.
Yeah.
They do what they do because they are what they are. And I told you this shit was going to happen, dude. When I go watch a team, I sit down and watch it from a different perspective when I see it in the building. When you watch it on TV, yeah, the only thing that I'm not getting from being there is the replays. And guess what your handy-dandy little phone can give you? It's got access to replays because I'm watching the game on television while it's on my phone. So anytime I want to see something, I just wait a couple of seconds and wait for the play to play out on television and get my replay off the television feed. So if I needed to see something, so like I get a good perspective at the game, and I told you, your coach is gonna piss you off, and your quarterback's gonna make you angry because you're gonna put up some offensive numbers, and you're gonna have chances to win, and them cats are gonna burn you for a couple when they need to steal a couple for you.
Yeah.
And that's what's already happened.
There was some questionable call, especially by the coaching wise on there, decision wise on there for the
Goff is definitely getting better.
Goff had actually, he had that interception was at the end of the game and that, but actually he didn't play that bad of a game on there.
Like I said, he's getting better.
He is getting a little better
because he was wildly inaccurate in week 1.
Right, and he has gotten better and better.
Even though they put up that crazy amount of points.
Yes, but you're starting to see as he's getting more comfortable. Obviously, he's comfortable already because he's already got a rapport with Josh Reynolds. We're seeing that. We'll see what Chuck
St. Brown.
St. Brown, yeah. We are carry on now. If hopefully he's not out for an extended period of time because that one hurts. Swift is banged up. We've got a lot of guys banged up and everything with it.
Well, you know that they weren't going to win the war of attrition. We talked about that before.
They don't have the depth.
There's no depth there, and if you get anybody injured for any length of time, then that's a wrap.
The one thing is on there, I'll take away on it, even though we lost on there, is a 3rd game in a row that Jeff Okuda's looked pretty good on there. He was covering Justin Jefferson the entire game, and Jefferson did nothing.
Right.
3 catches for 14 yards.
Yeah. Well, now and that's good. I mean, that's good. He needs to maintain it. He needs to start being dynamic now. He needs to start making that next level where he's getting turnovers or he's making plays on the ball. I want to see something in the stat sheet. Yes. You know what I mean? I need to see something in there. And, at that position, you don't fill the stat sheet by any stretch of the imagination, but I should see a couple of ticks here and there.
Yeah.
And so that should be the next that's the next evolution. So,
again,
we'll see.
At least we know it looks like he's not going to be the total buses. Now he's healthy, and that's so far.
Well, yeah, and it gets to one of those things where I hate the total bust. There's very few total busts.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like Ryan Leaf
was a total
bust. Okay.
Jamarcus Russell.
Total bust. But there's not a lot of total bust, guys.
No, and it's hard. And again, especially from the defensive backfield, there's really not guys that are taking them out usually do pretty good. Again, who do you get total bust out of? The 2 positions under defensive end and quarterback.
Right. And so you have to be. This is the issue because you have to be drafted super high and have all these super high expectations and then come in and completely shit the bed and you're out of the league in a year or two to really be in that situation, right? Because other than that, injuries, you get back, you heal up, you stay in the league, you're going to, you're still doing all right, right? Like,
yeah.
So, the only way you're a bust is if someone overpaid, overdrafted, and didn't get anything out of you.
Right.
And very few guys fall in that category. Most cats are drafted where they should be. Most cats, barring any crazy injury, that doesn't make it a bust.
No, it's not their fault. That's
Right.
what Okuda's fault. He got hurt. It wasn't his fault.
And so I just think the whole thing, there's just very few that are a total bust. I just don't think that happens. So that, I think it's just an overused phrase. So anybody that was hollering that, which people were, and people were, we were calling Stafford, we were questioning his durability early in his career. So I get people doing that with Okuda. Like, is this guy going to be able to hold up? Like, or is he just, he's injured and that's just it, and he's just not that good. So, because you're always going to be injured. Like,
Right.
You're never 100% when you're an athlete like that.
You're always going to be
not.
hurt.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're injured is another thing. Yeah, because you're always going to be dinged up. You're always going to be hurting in that. But are you injured? That's the kicker with it. On it. Also, too, some of these guys are bitching about the field turf and everything with it. I'm like going, some idiot out there, I don't know who was posting. He goes, well, in the Premier League in soccer, they have to play in real grass. Why is football played on turf? And I'm thinking, first of all, is running around on a soccer field is not the same as tearing it up for football wise.
Right.
Different size cleats, and you don't have 300-pound linemen just grinding it out, tearing the shit out of the field.
Well, you see what happens, the injuries that happen, and that's in NFL that you don't get in soccer from being on a field like that.
No.
Like, and vice versa, right? If soccer played on a turf like that and you got tripped running at that speed, and face first with no pads, nothing to guide, then it's going to hurt more than a grass. And so, because that speed, that they're not used to that too. Like, that's the other part of the sport.
It's totally different sport. So it's apples and oranges.
Yeah,
I mean, again, so don't get me on that. With it,
apples and like garbage
Cantaloupe.
cans. It's not even. It's not even the same. It's not even food.
Apples and a and a Twinkie.
Yeah.
One's natural and on there. But with their lines, I mean, I had some questionable calls by our coach. I mean, the field goal. Well, no. I mean, on that 3rd and 4. I mean,
but he's got to kick the second longest field goal in his career.
And that's why I think, you know what? They probably should have just pooch punted and put him at the 2-yard line.
Try to draw him, penalty, do whatever, back up, and then pooch
punt. Yeah.
Bury him.
Right. Get him.
Play some defense.
You got arguably one of the top 3 punters in the league.
Right.
With Don and with Fox. That's what I would have done. The timeout just before the touchdown in there, I was weird on that.
Yeah.
And then he explained, well, my guys were gassed and we had to figure it out on it. All right. But, I do disagree with that. And again, nobody was kicking well on there. And again, they shouldn't have kicked it. I mean, I would have done what you done. Try to draw them off sides and then pooch punted it and put them back within the 5. And then they got to go 90 out 5 yards with no timeouts.
Right.
Good luck on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they get close enough to get 3 points or whatever, then you take it. So be it. Whatever.
And then Osborne was wide open. I'm like, oh my god. So we got that on there. Another one was Bears Texans. I mean, why do we even have that game on TV? Thank God.
I'm glad I didn't watch it. I got Red Zone. See, I'll do the picture-in-picture, so I do two.
So we got
screens.
that one, and then I
watch a game and I watch Red Zone.
That
game wasn't on.
We were on the road, so on there, and then we had Titans and Raiders. Raiders 0-3.
Yeah, they're done.
They're done.
Yeah, I mean, statistical.
Thanks, Josh McDaniel.
Yeah. Statistical fact. I mean, they're out of the playoffs. It's over already.
Chiefs Colts. I mean, yeah, you knew the Colts were going to have to win a game on there, but I didn't expect.
Nobody saw that happening. I mean, come on, if you were picking the Colts, it was probably in some stupid parlay just so you could get something. No one was picking the Colts over the Chiefs. That wasn't no one with sound mind and body. I mean, come on. So I don't want to hear that. And then, and I don't know what's going on there, like with Bieniemy and Reed and Mahomes, but they got to get that shit ironed out. Like, and guess what, dude? I hate to say it, and I don't want to do this, but let the dude do his thing.
Yeah, let Mahomes beat Mahomes.
I mean, how do you? I don't put the reins on that dude at all.
No, I leave the reins off. Do what you got to do.
I want this guy he wants to run another play and has a chance to run another play, and you guys are just going to settle and chill, and you're all right with the 4 points going in, and in the end you end up losing. So that whole debacle at the end of the half was, that can't happen.
Yeah.
That can't happen. And it sure can't happen to a point that it's visible to the naked eye, to all of us watching. So it was rough. So I expect Andy Reid to get it together. I mean, he's the man, but I was just surprised to see that. So a totally out of character Kansas City you had there, like
yes.
all the way around, and that felt like that contributed as much as anything else. Because I mean, come on, dude, the Colts. I don't know, the eye test, man. They don't pass the eye test. It's not good football over there.
No.
And you know what? And everybody can be on the Miami Tua thing, and all that's cool. Get on the bandwagon, ride it till the wheels fall off, because I guarantee you next season you won't be so happy. But like, it's hey man, you just take what you can get. It is what it is right now.
Again, you won that game because it was freaking ridiculous weather-wise
Right.
in Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, because Buffalo moved the ball at will pretty much on there. I mean, they didn't run it great on there, but they don't run on there. But again,
So you just
Allen passed the ball 60. They ran 90 plus. They ran like 89 plays on offense.
That's insane.
And again, no wonder those guys are gassed and dehydrated and everything with it.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen passed for 63 times, completed 42 for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's stupid. That's just stupid.
And then again, Tua gets taken out because he's wobbly. He comes back in. How the hell did he end up allowing him back in that game
dude,
in the second half?
It's because they don't give a Okay, look.
You're supposed to have the concussion protocol. Dude,
he
was concussed.
We went through this whole concussion thing. Moose, we've been on the air ever since this came loose. Ever since the NFL has been talking about concussions and protocol and player safety, ever since that eras began, we have been on the air doing this show this entire time. There's not a whole lot of shows out there that can say that. We've been out here doing this show this entire time. And this proves how much they are full of shit when it comes to player safety.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is no way that if you have a concussion protocol that's effective in any way, shape, or form, that he could avoid it. There's no effing way that you could just say, "Oh, my back," that and get out of avoid concussion protocol. There is no way that it can get to this level and continue on, and no one said or done anything, let alone at the time in the moment. It's gotten this far. How did it get this far? And now you're going to test for what? Like, what are you going to prove now? Like this, what repercussions are going to be because of it?
There's going to be no repercussions on there.
This all plays to my point that it's all a joke. And I got news for you. The players who go out there and they argue that they need some player safety, they need some things to help their body, and they need time off, and they need less OTAs and training camps and whatever so they can stay healthy, those are the same kind of cats that have those kind of injuries and don't say, "Hey, dude, it's not my back, it's my head. I need to go get seen." They say, "Nope, I'm fine," and go out there anyway.
Right.
So this whole player safety thing, the league doesn't care, the players don't care. We as fans sure the fuck don't care. Let's be real.
Right. Entertain me.
Right. I'm not speaking out of turn, and if I am, fuck you. Because I'm not. Let's be real about it. You don't care. A perfect example, the shit you say to your heroes, smacking cats in the face when they celebrate with you. The stuff you do on the internet, you tough talking typing Tonys. Come on with your bad ass. Like anything else, the threats to their families, like you guys treat your athletes that you supposedly put on a pedestal like shit.
Yes.
You treat them like shit. You say racial crap. You're horrible. You're horrible. Let's be real. Look, 90% of fans are great. But because there are so many fans, that 10% is a very large number.
Yes.
It's a lot. And like, so.
We seen that how that 10% acts week 1.
And then the other 90% are fine to turn a blind eye.
Right.
If you don't care, I don't care. You don't see it, I don't see it. No harm, no foul.
I'm walking away.
And you're making your millions. We're entertained. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So, like, let's be real about it. So this whole player safety is just bullshit. Like, how does this guy get out of protocol? And if he bops his head dude, how many times have you hurt your back and then grabbed your head and shook it?
Yes.
Never once have you ever busted up your back, hurt your back.
He didn't even go in the
and then
freaking tent. I mean, what the hell?
How is that? Dude, what protocol do you have if that is even an option?
He should have been.
I thought someone was supposed to, from the league was supposed to like take my man's helmet.
Yes, you're not going anywhere till you're in the tent.
Right.
No. So we got that. I mean,
and then all you got to say, it's my back. Nah, dude. Then why'd you grab your head?
Yes, I'm not buying that shit. On there, yeah, I'm not buying that at all.
I don't. So yeah, I mean, so as far as I'm concerned, it's as simple as that. And whatever, get it together.
Yes.
And I just think. It's just whatever. And then now he'll just be back and it'll just move on and it will just be a footnote. And I don't even know how it happens. And who knows if there's any like long-term effects, right? He has this concussion. Could have been because it never really got properly checked out. Who knows? So the hypocrisy is mind-numbing. It's mind-numbing. But it's very well documented, so I don't know why I'm surprised. But
so we got Pittsburgh and the Browns Thursday night. Oh my God, what the hell was that one all about?
I have no.
How
words.
soon does the Mitch Trubisky era end in Pittsburgh?
I look at the schedule. When do they play like the Jets or the Jags or something?
Let's see.
Because that's really going to tell you the
Well, they got the Jets this weekend.
Oh, so there you go.
Well, we know it's not going to be in 2 weeks because then they got the Bills. Then they got the Buccaneers, so we're not going to see that. Then they have the Dolphins. Then the Eagles. Then the Saints, the Bengals, the Colts. Maybe, December when they place the Falcons. Because I don't know if I'm putting Pickett against, the Bills, the Buccaneers, the Dolphins, the Eagles, the Saints, and the Bengals, and the Colts.
Bengals and Colts, I'm not too worried about.
Colts defense is, and on paper they're pretty good. But yeah, against the Eagles, no. Saints, no. Buccaneers, hell no. Bills, no. Yeah, you end up with Falcons, Ravens, Panthers, Raiders, Ravens, again, Browns. This could be a terrible year for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, this could be the first
losing season for Tomlin.
Yeah, it could be. Yep.
So you got that. Bengals took care of them, got off the snide, got their win. Why? Because they played the Jets.
Yeah.
Ugh. Lamar Jackson by himself beats New England, because he counted for 5 touchdowns. Passed for 4, ran for 1, ran for 100.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Money is a motivating factor.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
When he's playing for, he's betting on himself here.
Yes, he
is.
He's
gonna have to ball out like that. So.
He's he's having a pretty good year so far.
And he's just betting on himself. He's doing what his predecessor there did.
He's only got 10 touchdown passes this season already.
Is that it?
3 games, 2 interceptions, and God only knows what he ran for. It's like ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It doesn't surprise me at all. I expect him to ball out all year, barring any kind of major injury. I expect him to be balling out all year to prove a point.
Yeah, so he's run for, let's see here, the first game of Giants, he didn't run much on it, but 119 against Miami, 107 against New England. So he's already got 250 yards rushing and 750 passing with 12 total touchdowns.
Yeah. Yep. He's loading up.
Somebody's
got
got to pay him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Hopefully not us. Here in the D, man, I don't want to be paying it because his skill set's going to deteriorate.
Yeah.
We're seeing that happen with running quarterbacks. Once it hits the wall, it hits the wall.
I don't. Yeah, I would like to think the Lions would want to draft somebody, but
I would draft him and keep somebody cheap.
yeah, I would think that would be the formula because you want to get that rookie
I'm not
contract.
spending $55 million a year on a quarterback and screw your whole franchise over.
That's what I'm saying. There isn't all these teams that win championship. Oh, they have a great quarterback. They all drafted their quarterback,
and most of them won when they're paying their quarterback nothing.
right?
Cheap.
And then when you win and you've got a certain guy there and a certain culture established, then some guys will come for a little cheaper just to get a piece. And so that's how you develop a dynasty if you're going to get one. And you're going to do it by drafting and not overpaying and not extending contracts too long. It's the Belichick thing, right? You rather get rid of them early than keep them long.
Right. I mean, Brady kept, basically, taking,
He
deferring money and all that.
Any way you could move his money around to help the salary cap so they could get cats in, he did it, basically.
To win championships and that. But yeah, you look at Stafford as the first quarterback that got paid, that was making that kind of ridiculous money to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
I mean, he's the first one on there, so you got that. Also, another fun thing too. Aaron Rodgers was, I guess, on Pat McAfee and the show and talking about, and they asked him about, calling plays offensive coordinator, and then he says, well, he calls some of his plays. Now he says, well, yeah, I pretty much played offensive coordinator back in week 17 of 2011. And that was the Detroit Green Bay game when Matt Flynn goes off for 480 yards and 5 touchdowns. Whatever. So I pretty much called most of those plays. And, of course, Matt Flynn responded, goes, yeah, and I pretty much checked out of every one of those, too. Yeah. Don't pat yourself on the back so much, Aaron.
That's hilarious. That's good stuff.
Biggest shock of the week was Chargers losing to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Getting their ass handed to them. What the hell's wrong with the Chargers?
Dude, I don't know what happened. The injuries, right? They've got some injuries.
I mean, yeah.
This is what happens, man. High expectations, low output. This is the Chargers. It just feels like that's their identity for the last effing decade, 2 decades?
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, you had LT and you had Rivers, and you never got over.
That's a team that should have won a Super Bowl.
Problem is, they kept running into New England in the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, again, you can't even blame Rivers on that because the dude played his ass off with a torn ACL in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
So yeah, but this team under, I mean, you've got some injuries, and it's like, what the hell? I mean, I'm surprised Herbert played because what I heard is his ribs are all screwed up.
You need him for the long term. I don't know why.
Why would you even play him against?
I don't know why
this one?
It's just
Yeah.
Just once again, player safety. Give me a break. Nobody cares about that.
Cardinals. How fast before Kingsbury gets fired? Does he get fired at the end of the season, or does he even make it through the season?
Oh. Yeah, he might make it this season. I don't know. At this rate, though, that's a tough call.
They're terrible. Packers, Buccaneers, defensive battle. Brady tried to do it at the heroics on there, but the 2-point, missed on that one. I mean,
they should have never even been in that position the way they were playing. Green Bay, just for whatever reason, they came. The first 2 drives they came out, scored touchdowns. I'm like, oh geez. And then they didn't do anything.
They did nothing the rest of the game.
Nothing.
No.
And the fact that Brady and the Bucs could play as bad as they did and still have that opportunity at the end to tie it up. I don't know. It was one of those games where usually a close game, a low-scoring game, you could watch those ugly games. That was a hard game to watch. By the end, I'm like, okay, well, this is neat. They're coming back. And is Tom Brady going to be Tom Brady? But that's one of those games you can watch the condensed version of, and it'll be okay. But they squeaked one out.
Broncos 49ers. Ugh. 11-10.
Yeah. Well, how do you lose to the Broncos in 11-10 game? I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
because they're horrible. Like I don't know what's up with Russell Wilson, but he's not.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not
that's
doing
just-
anything to like
No, he's
wow
not.
me there. Like I thought he'd go in there and he'd start commanding like the offense and trying to be like a positive kind of influence on the locker room or his teammates. Or I know guys don't, not just because some cats aren't as animated or whatever, but he sure doesn't seem like himself or what he was when he was at his peak in Seattle, and or even just last year in Seattle. He just feels like he's tentative and he's waiting to be told what to do, and he's not like trying
dude,
to.
they're paying you $250 million.
No, you need to go out there and take control and be the
Right.
man out there. And I just don't feel like he's even making that attempt, or
No.
they're putting restraints on him and preventing it from happening.
That could be what it is. Do they want to be a running game team on there?
Sure.
It's just like
Well, isn't that why the fuck he left Seattle though?
Right, he
Because of the
wanted-
same bullshit. So why would you take a guy who is complaining and a malcontent, and for those reasons, bring him here and with a bill of goods saying we're gonna, and then do the same damn thing?
Yes.
Like that doesn't make any sense to me, man. So that better not be the case. But it sure feels like they're just.
I got a feeling it's the coaching staff's just not letting him be Russ.
I wonder if he's not picking up the playbook as quick as they hoped. And so now they're reluctant. Like they said, okay, yeah, we're going to Russell Wilson. We're going to make him do all these things. And then Russ isn't running like he used to because he's older.
Yeah.
And they need that. They're looking for that part of his game. And since he's not running, he's not freelancing and doing that stuff, he can't get away with a smaller, more condensed, simplified version of the playbook, right? Because that's what you would do. You would, quote unquote, dumb down the playbook and allow him to use his athleticism and move around. But now he's trying to stay more in the pocket, pass more of a traditional style passing. Maybe he's not picking the offense up, the playbook as quick as they hoped. And because he's not being as mobile, and that whole combination there, maybe they're reluctant to put him out there. But to me, that's why you do it. If he struggles, you don't avoid your weaknesses, you work on them.
Right.
So what's the problem?
He's a mobile quarterback. He can get out in the open. He can pass. He throws a great deep ball. You know what?
He's got one of the nicer deep balls in the
He
league.
does. He has one of the
Yeah.
better deep balls in the
Right.
league. I mean, he throws a great deep ball.
Yep.
Dude, get some play actions, man. Get the stretch that field out. Get them. You got a good running game. Run it out there. Play action. Boom. Hit Sutton. Hit Judy deep.
What works for him is rollout.
Right.
Roll out. Give him all the space he needs, time, because he's got separation between any kind of pass rush. And just, put him in the shotgun and force him to roll out and let him get downfield. He's got a long ball.
Yeah, he's got good receivers.
You
There.
let
What
him
the
run
hell?
and let him run and use his feet a
No,
little
he doesn't
bit.
have DK Metcalf who can run like the wind, but you've got good guys out there that can run the ball and catch it. Actually, is Sutton and Judy might be better receivers overall than Metcalf. Metcalf's just a physical specimen,
Right.
but Metcalf drops a lot of balls too.
Sure.
With that, and then you're wasting a good defense and everything with it. I just don't understand. Maybe that coach is just over his head too, as well. On there, Cowboys take care of the Giants. Why? Because Giants are terrible on offense. Why? On there, Dallas didn't do anything. I mean, they're playing a little balance wise out there. CeeDee Lamb dropped an easy fucking touchdown pass. With that, but the defense is looking good, and they're getting a good balance. Wise, we've seen this. They're doing a two-headed monster running with Pollard and Zeke,
Right.
and the defense is pretty decent out there. So, I think Dallas and Philly might be one of those teams to just watch who comes out of that East in it right now, because Philly's playing outstanding.
Right.
Hurt might be your MVP in the first 3 games of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. I mean, the way he's playing out of his mind. I mean, he's leading the league in passing.
Right.
He can still run mobile, but they got a good running game. But dude, they've got some nice weapons on offense. Well, you got Goddard, you've got Sanders, you've got A.J. Brown, you've got Devontae Smith. They've got weapons there, and that defense is pretty damn good. They get after that quarterback, and their secondary is pretty damn good overall, especially with Slay.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to see what happens there. But it was just a crazy week on there, and nobody could pick anything on there to save their lives, everything with it, and it's just like, what the hell happened? Just ugh.
The NFL happened.
Yeah, the NFL happened.
It is what it
Bastards.
is. So
yeah, we got everything there, but Joey Bosa from the Chargers on the IR. Shocker. That kind of always happens.
yeah.
That always happens on that because he's always hurt.
One of those things, man. I don't know what to say. I feel bad for some guys because it's bad luck, like a bad luck run of injuries. But some of these cats, they just, unfortunately, are. And I know this is kind of like out of left field and comes out of nowhere, but Orlovsky, you're not off the hook because Jimmy G touched the back of the end zone.
No,
you're not. I'm sorry. You ran like 5 fucking yards out of the end zone, and then you went 10 yards sideways, and it took like basically a stadium of people groaning and or laughing, and tons of whistles and flags to get you to even know where the fuck you were.
Yes.
So, no, it's not freedom. You are not free from the stigma of your ignorance and your lack of wherewithal on the football field. Sorry. You're a very good analyst, but I can't take you seriously because I saw you play.
Right.
And it was bad.
You were terrible with 2 different teams.
You know what he equates to? I don't want to pick on the kid we got now, but I've worked at many jobs in my field or many different businesses in my companies in my field, and much of young guys that come in and do our work, and you assemble things. It's pretty simple. You assemble things. There's only one correct way to assemble it, but you could give him. We had guys that you could give the same thing, give 5 of the same thing. He would build all 5, all different, even though they're the same, all wrong. So that's what this equates to, where you can take something and do it wrong 5 ways, but can't do it right one way, when there's really only one real way to do it. And that's what this feels like to me. It's like the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
because Orlovsky,
so you can.
I'm glad you made at least you're a decent analysis because you're a terrible quarterback.
Yes. Well, those that can't do coach,
and those who can't coach, talk about it.
Yeah. So there you go. And that's fine because that's where we fall too. So that's all right. But yeah, when he starts breaking down quarterback play, it's kind of funny.
Yes.
Like I break down what I'm seeing and how it's panning out and what the trends and what I'm looking at. I don't have to sit here and get into this whole pretentious quarterback breakdown stuff. But he is actually pretty good. So I don't want to knock him from that respect, but you're not off the hook, bud. Sorry.
Nope.
But that was Jimmy G. I mean, he's not gonna win every game, but thank God they have him regardless.
Yes.
I don't care. They lost that game. Jimmy G is just now that guy he's just been chucking footballs to the neighborhood kids here. He's not been to be a football player. He really had.
Well, shoulder surgery. Remember, he had an off season this year.
And when he got his arm, he wasn't going through normal. They were trying to let off him. They were trying to trade him. They weren't putting him in harm's way in situations. He is not in game shape in any way, stretch, or form. So he's gonna have he's gonna have a rough game here and there.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Don't worry, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, remember, they're in the NFC West.
Yes.
You have one decent team and 2 garbage teams.
And he's still better than Orlovsky.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
And Frisco's in Arizona, so don't worry about it. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's it. They do have the comfort of being in a
division.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about it. I mean, the thing, you got all these teams that get stuck behind, the Patriots. And I watched that. I watched a few episodes of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for. I mean, I don't know if you picked up by the title and
I kind of
who it's by and what it's for, but
yeah.
Maybe. I'm just saying. Neat that they don't they're not afraid to curse.
Well, there.
Like Tom Brady says bad words.
I got a feeling Brady's probably a bit of a
yeah, just like they do like a documentary style interview, like as part of it, for day, and he didn't like a sailor, man.
Feeling that I got a feeling he has healed everybody out there.
Yeah, but to talk casually, drop S and shit and fuck this and that, and
kind of like us.
Yeah, like the internet, and we don't care. We should, but we don't. It would probably help if we, but yeah. What fun is that? God damn. Anyway,
you can't handle it. Fuck off.
Find a different podcast, you sissy. Like
fucking
I think Teletubbies podcast, a fucking bait. Yeah, you get that flipping you off. They only have a middle finger, and they're just walking around going, "Bullshit, bitch." That'd be awesome.
So yeah, Sunday morning, have breakfast, have a game on TV. They don't have more games.
Yeah, but they're not. Is it a game that's not a good game? Does it really matter?
Well, actually, this one might. I don't know about
the troll always makes it questionable. I don't care teams they put together, and the matchups are never great. But even if you get one that's decent or feels decent on paper, it's going to be a good game. Like a close game, a good game.
No.
Now, can a good game be that's not that close?
Maybe if it's
the Sands. We're putting the suit there.
Just remember again.
And
Frisco lost to Denver 11-10. It was a close game. Was it a good game? No,
it wasn't.
It was not a good game to watch. It wasn't entertaining. I mean, yes. I mean,
but it locks you in because close games force you to watch.
Bills Dolphins close game. Yeah, one team to watch was a good game. Chargers Jets was not a close game. Was not a good game to watch.
All right.
Lions Vikings pretty entertaining. I mean,
yeah. I mean, suck joking on.
There really wasn't many great games in NFL this week. Good.
No,
I would say it was a terrible weekend.
Yeah, no, there wasn't games where you went, oh wow, it was an amazing game.
Yeah, I mean, we were in visiting my Penn State as he's finishing up his senior year. So we went to land. Of course, they got to have Philly and Washington on because we're in Pennsylvania, and obviously the Steelers playing on Thursday night. They have Philly on there. Right. It was a terrible game to watch.
It was.
I was like, oh God, what the hell? Come on, Lions on there, and they got to give me a dirty look like, who the heck are little Lions? I'm like,
what
the hell, you pricks?
Well, you're in a state. Why would they put the Lions on?
They had 6 TVs, and they're showing TV game on.
Moose, if I borrow a corner and you ask me to put the line, I'd probably look at it sideways.
Please have a different game on. All you got is a game. You had Washington, Philly on fucking TV.
Where were you?
State College Center of Pennsylvania.
Yes. You just answered your own question. Why did you have one game on 82,000 televisions? Because you were in Pennsylvania.
I understand.
That is the taint.
I can understand if they all look at me like, what the fuck? Hey, fuck you. I'm from Detroit, cocksuckers. I call you on.
The Pennsylvania is the taint of the United.
It's like something out of fucking Deliverance.
It is.
Yes, you had that little pocket of state, but all around it was like Deliverance.
Absolutely.
They dealt with their animals. They booed Santa Claus.
They are. They're bad. But when they come to, they are very, very meek and mild.
Because they don't pieces.
Yes.
You go across the country, man. Where are you from? From Detroit.
Yeah.
It's been like that forever, man. Yeah. I had a friend of mine join the Marines, and I thought, oh, I'm from here. And I was like, yeah, what are you from? He goes, from Detroit, motherfucker. Oh, shit, man. Sorry I even offended you. Well, kill me.
It's funny because people that live in suburban area around Detroit, when they go out of state. But they sure as fuck won't say that shit here. Because if you ain't from and you claim Detroit to a Detroit that's like a proper Detroiter, you're going to have a problem. Now, look, I'm born and raised in Detroit, but Pontiac is not far from Detroit. and it graphics or like reality day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. And I have lived in Detroit in the murder zone in the country, 48205. That's 7 and Kelly, East Side.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's be real. I was over there. That was the spot. Sure, I survived the 48205. Like,
I was 4213, baby.
so you know what I'm talking about. You're right around the corner.
Down there at Harper and Chalmers.
Yeah,
in there
you're
so
on
I was born.
It's like tippy corners,
Yeah, I know
right?
something,
They touch
yeah.
like that.
Something like, of course, when I was there, it was like 7 colors. Ooh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're hoity-toity. Where you at, Chalmers? Oh, shit.
Yeah. But
what's that?
Kelly hasn't been hoity-toity in
A long time. Chalmers is like a Jesus war zone.
yeah, it was destroyed. It's been like that since I came young teen. So yeah, it's just been Beirut forever. Like you could just walk down. We had a place over there. Like you just look out your window, and there's a guy. He's riding down he's on the bike, just flag him down. You know, shots fired. I mean, it's no street lights. Like it's gnarly. Like
So we were in Philly on there Monday. We're going. My wife had to go for meet with the doctor for possible, a trial basis for a new cancer med and everything with it. And so we're coming out there, leaving, and all of a sudden I see a fucking Mr. Softy truck. I'm Mr. Softy. Oh my god! I mean, and he looks at me like I go, it's Mr. Softy. What? Mr. Softy. I go, it's like a Dairy Queen on fucking wheels. You're good humor, man. Fuck you, you're good humor. Fucking Mr. Softy, man. I want the chocolates done with a twist cone with spokes, and I want a vanilla malt, and a banana split. Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
And I think Murphy, man, get my, come with goes, I got some eyes.
So, but I don't know. We've got our NFL breakdown to continue. We've got picks. At a moment, we got to get sneak in a little bit of other stuff. We got some baseball, college
last
football.
week. Yep.
So we got a few things we're gonna get in there. So let's get some beverages. Let's kick back. Let's do a quick reset break.
And then we'll be back here on the flip side with more sport. We are DSR2, Stupid Radio.
You're with Studio 57 Radio, your underground hip hop rap and beat. Studio 57 Radio.
This is the original Doc, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio is in on, then your radio ain't really on.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for under hip hop rap and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment, great guests, celebrity interviews, and with wonderful prizes. This library of underground hip-hop, a station on the net. You make stand comedy and a text line so your voice can be... We got a pretty good little show. That listener-controlled programming. You heard me, the listener programming, where you, the listener, makes it on the air, and now you've got the show ever created. Show, your show, our show, the people, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 Eastern Time, only here on So 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, hey Big E, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, places the cleanest, most laid back in Detroit, and the artists are top notch. If you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on that D-Day and get your old English D for only $. Not interested in tattoos? There's body piercings. Mark for Life is 533 Van Dyke and they're there 7 days a week from noon to 9. Call at 757-2256, 757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 6% off. So what are you waiting for?
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate Tire. With winter fast approaching, the thing between you and the road, your tires. So don't put your safety, go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-778759. Allstate Tire. For quality and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you of Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is associated at 19960 James Cousins. Lodge service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road. You need to stop in for $5 Friday music, food, and drinks. I've been the chicken. Love and Life Club is also for rental for bachelor parties, weddings, or any party for that matter. For more, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-24. That's Love and Life Club. You need to be in the club.
We are taking over this podcast for the ultimate underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say infamous, venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. You need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day, for clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now, there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast. Some of the hottest artists in the... That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible payment schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com, or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390, or log on to Studio57records.com. And just remember one thing, baby. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
All right, Rebels, hour 2 of the chaos shall begin. I hope you are ready. All right, we got some NBA stuff to get into, man. There's all kinds. I mean, we could go all over the place with what we got going on. We still got pick'ems. We still got Moose's fantasy moment. There is a lot to jam into an hour because, you know, we just kind of melt out and do radio for 2 sometimes here. So, you know, if you missed hour 1, it is, of course, on all our social media. It will be available to you after the show in its entirety. And the new podcast version will be coming soon as we start cutting these episodes down a little bit for you, making them in bite-sized chunks. So there'll be other available ways to get us. So stay tuned for that. Lots of stuff coming down the pipe, but we'll keep you informed as it goes. Shout out to the Ypsilanti Ann Arbor Folding Warehouse for having us out. We will be back again. We'll talk more about that soon too. But it is all about hour 2 and the chaos that ensues here. So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. This is hour 2. I am Scrappy, and here is your man, Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we're back here for another edition of DSR2 on the last Wednesday here in September. Again, it is cold, it is blustery, but at least we're dry and everything with it. So again, if you're in Florida, hopefully you took cover and you got out of Dodge. So again, we're out there to talk about, in case you missed it, we talked a lot about the NFL the first hour, plus our usual coming in and shooting the shit segment as well. So we still got some baseball action going on. We'll get in some college football action. Of course, we'll have Moose's fantasy moment, my fantasy moment about fantasy football, not other fantasy.
Not the bound chicka down now. Although that's kind of how we.
That could be, you know, we can have that on there.
That's for his OnlyFans page.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's there you go.
Patreon. So you got to be in your top tier to get that.
Yeah.
And of course, our pickups under. We promised to do better than last week because it's not hard to do.
I was gonna say I don't make promises we can't keep because nobody thought there'd be an 0-16 and there was. So let's just not even go there.
So we'll get into that on here. So yeah, we got some college football action going on last week and everything with it, and we got some good games coming up here this week as well. There was some craziness out there with college basketball. I mean, not college basketball, you know, football and everything with it. You know, craziness. Oklahoma, we thought, they'd be good, and they ended up losing to Kansas State. And Oklahoma became Oklahoma's what we've been seeing. No defense whatsoever.
What was it? A couple weeks ago, Bama should have lost. I mean, like, all these things, like, it's been wild. Michigan, they didn't cover the spread. That's for damn sure.
Georgia didn't cover the spread against Kent State. They only won by 17. I think they were favored by 30.
So you start looking at, you know, and granted these rankings don't matter, but you're talking about top 5 teams, top 10 teams, any of these ranked teams that aren't, you know.
Yeah, Clemson, Wake Forest was double overtime, 51-45 was the final. I think both quarterbacks combined for over 700 yards passing and like 10 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But again, fun, entertaining game to watch.
Sure.
Yeah, I watch it. Again, you had 2 top 25 teams there with Wake Forest and Clemson. Yeah, it was a good game to watch. Same thing with Tennessee and Florida. 2 top 20 teams on there. Tennessee ends up beating Florida 38-33. That was a pretty good game to watch. But yeah, I mean, and it was like, look, Bama's playing back. Look, they're back. They're at it. You played Vanderbilt. Just bump the brakes a little bit. It's Vanderbilt.
All right, here we go again. We're having some fucking issues with this again. Let's take a break and reset this thing, and we'll come back and try to redo this. I apologize, but thank you for the heads up, guys.
All right, we'll be back in just a second.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.